Today is April 19th, and yesterday was April 18th. And yesterday, if you live in the United States, it's the day when you had to file your income tax. Yes, if you made income either from a job, or you have a business, or you traded stocks, or you have interest from the bank, or some other means of income, or making YouTube videos, you have income from that too, some of us. Well, you had to pay income tax. So that means Uncle Sam went into your bank account, yoink, that's mine. And some people say, well, they're happy to get a little bit of that back, but, reality is that they took the lion's share of it. Well, today, what is today? Today is April 19th when I'm filming this video. Today is what I call Uncle Charlie's Day. And who is Uncle Charlie? Uncle Charlie is none other than the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. It's a nickname that CBers gave to the FCC, okay? Anyway, so the FCC now has begun collecting the $35 fee. There are a few glitches where some people said they're still being charged $70 in the case of GMRS, and we'll get to that in a bit. But $35 for personal licenses, including amateur radio, GMRS, and others. So for amateur radio, we now have to pay $35 to get a license, to renew your license, or to get a vanity call sign, which essentially is getting a new license. If you're upgrading, if you're changing your address, if you're changing your email, your telephone number, if you're changing your name, that is no fee. Thank you to the ARRL, VEC for clarifying that. Well, what if you're a GMRS person? What if you're a Jeep person? What if you're an overlander? What if you are, somebody who likes to hike in the woods and you want a radio in a group? You want radios to keep yourself safe. What if you want to go to the mall? And what if you are just somebody who just wants radios for resiliency and prepping and keeping safe? Well, the GMRS license is now only $35, but it gets even better. So the $35 GMRS license covers not only you personally, but it covers your entire family. This means you, your spouse, your kids, and more, okay? There are siblings and such in that too. It's pretty broad. And with that, one call sign, one license covers your entire family. $35, folks, that's quite a bargain. And for many people, that'll be all the communications they need. That doesn't mean that amateur radio is bad or amateur radio is deficient in any way. Amateur radio still gives you much more than the GMRS channels. But you know what? This is a simple, cheap option that you have. And if you want to know how to get a GMRS license, I have a video about that, which you can click on and then you can go to and watch how to get a GMRS license. My friend Peter, W2IRT, also alerted me to something else. $35 is nice, okay, for a GMRS license. But what if I told you a license could be free? Yes, it could be free. Turns out that some radio manufacturers, or at least one of them, is taking full advantage of this. Midland, who does not sponsor this video, this channel, but I had to mention anyway, is offering $35 off a $150 purchase. So this means that you can pay $35 less, which will then go to your GMRS license. So you buy a GMRS radio from Midland and you get $35 off, and then you get the license for $35 and you're good to go. This is good until April 21st. I've confirmed with them. And you can go to Midland website, which I will link down below, and you can take advantage of this offer. This is really good. A lot of people, when they're out and they're doing outdoor activities and such, they figure that they could operate radios without a license and, nothing will happen, which is probably true. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, I want to be legit. It was just Easter and, I'm Catholic, so I went to confession and I had to confess my sins and such like that. And I didn't want to add operating radio without a license, rendering unto Caesar. what is due to Caesar, you know, to the list. It wasn't a long list. But anyway, peace and 73s, people. And I hope that you take this, you know, for what it's worth. You're making lemonade out of lemons. It's not all bad. That said, I still wish there wasn't an amateur radio fee. But what you gonna do? All right, folks. Peace and 73s. I'm getting back to FTA.